How can we do an inbox if my glass is empty? I can't believe I let this happen to myself. I sat down, we've been preparing, and I'm not getting up to get a beverage, no matter how thirsty I am. Commenters go crazy. How can we have an inbox without a beer or a coffee or a water?
This will probably be a short inbox anyways.
We have some really interesting questions this week. The first one is from Eric, spelled correctly, E-R-I-K. He must be from Norway, and that makes me happy. He's 17, so you're not allowed to buy and send me a beer. I don't know if he's from Norway or not. Anyway, you guys seem to know your old games. I'm 17 and recently played Super Mario Bros. 3 and then Super Mario World emulated on my PC. Is it me, or are certain games just so much better than other games? I mean, I like some games, but then after I beat them, I never think about them again. I guess I'm looking for more amazing games. Do you guys think that there is such a thing as a timeless game? And if so, what would they be? All right, so you mentioned old games and you mentioned emulation, so you must be playing with Super Nintendo emulator since you played Mario 3 and Super Mario World. I'm going to assume that you've
Mario
got, like, 3
was Nintendo.
Yeah, but I'm going to assume that he has Mario All-Stars.
Oh, yeah.
That would make sense. So the next thing you should play, in my opinion, is Super Metroid, because Metroid is the game that broke all of our minds. Did it break your mind?
Yes, it totally did.
It's kind of open world, and that's something that a lot of people were just used to, getting all their side-scrolling games and going to the right. You sit down and you go right, and you kill everything in your path, and you get power-ups.
I'm a blue pixel. All the orange pixels are my enemy. And then you play Super Metroid, and it's like, oh my god.
It's a world in every direction. There are secrets. It will break your mind. So play that game for sure. Check out the Wikipedia page here. It tells you all about it. You know, it's the backstory. It takes place in...
It's an action platformer.
It's so much more than that.
Yeah, it's not really a fair description. It's perhaps a timeless game.
Yeah, I would call that definitely a timeless game. And there are so many new side-scrollers coming out thanks to the indie community. And every once in a while we get something that is similar in flavor to this, like we had recently. Cave Story came out. I didn't like the graphics. They were a bit cartoony for me, and so I put it down quickly, and everyone's like, hey, it's kind of dark and mysterious and similar to Metroid. So I may pick up Cave Story again and start playing that. Also, Mulana. Have you heard of Mulana?
I have not.
I might try Mulana as well. It looks like Indiana Jones, but they say the gameplay is similar to Metroid and Castlevania, like Metroidvania-style gameplay.
The other thing we should mention is it was released in 1994, so it's pretty old,
yeah,
but not insanely old.
No, not as old as this game, Prince of Persia here, 1989. Now, I played through this game on like what was I playing, a Commodore or Amiga or something?
Probably a 286 or less, maybe.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but I played through this game, but just look at the graphics and the animation for 1989.
Yes, this was incredible animation for 1989.
Yeah, just that fluidity.
It was pretty fun. This is actually probably still replayable. Like, you can enjoy this.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play that kind of a game, just look at it and appreciate it. But if you really want to play a game like that, an interesting side-scroller with smooth animations and an interesting story and et cetera, you should play Another World. It just became available on Good Old Games, GOG.com. Originally, I think it was called Out of This World, and I played it as that. But right now, there's new graphics or better graphics. They've updated them, but they kept the original feel. So you should definitely try that out. It's an interesting game. Yeah, just...
There are other games that are timeless, but they would be hard to appreciate without a historical perspective. Like, I'm thinking of Zork. Mm-hmm. Zork was an incredible game.
It really was.
It was a text adventure.
I still think it's a lot of fun. If you have some time to sit down and play Zork, Zork is like a blank screen. Zork is like playing with an electronic dungeon master. You know what I mean? Like, they give you a scene. You look to the left. You see trees and wildlife and etc. What would you like to do? Go left. You are in a forest, standing with a stream. And
you're likely to be eaten by a grue.
And then you type run. And so you type, and then things happen. You say pick up rug, and it says you now have rug in your hand. But it's a game like that, and
it was a lot of fun. But
yeah,
I'm not sure that somebody not conditioned for that would appreciate it. But it was an incredible piece of engineering, and it was also a lot of fun.
Yeah. What else do we have to talk about here? Oh, yeah, back to Nintendo. You have to play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I think it's the best top-down perspective Zelda game, better than the ones on... Well, there's a couple on Game Boy, but it's Super Nintendo, so you can play it on your emulator.
I think you can also...
As long as you own the original copy.
I think you can also... I think you can also get it directly from Nintendo's store, for the DS or the 3DS. And they also have Ocarina of Time, which was an insanely fun 3D Zelda game.
Yeah, that game is amazing. I don't care what anybody says. That game is amazing. And a lot of people now are saying Skyward Sword is better.
I don't
but
know. It remains to be seen.
You like Twilight Princess better than Skyward Sword, right?
I really did like Twilight Princess better than Skyward Sword.
Well, I haven't played either one of those yet, so I can't really comment.
I had to sort of forget all the Zelda stuff to enjoy Twilight Princess. But once I got into it, it really wasn't. It was pretty good. I don't know if it's timeless, but it was pretty good. But Link to the Past, still tons of fun to play. Ocarina of Time, I played through it on the 3DS, and it was amazing.
You know, Mario 64 was also one of the best platformers I've ever played.
I didn't really enjoy Mario 64 all
Really?
that much. Yeah, I mean, it was
man.
fun, but I wouldn't call it timeless.
I loved that game. Adventure games. Let's talk about some adventure games. Now, LucasArts released a ton of amazing adventure games, like one after the other, and they were all awesome. And you can grab these games and play them nowadays, and you can do so thanks to ScumVM. It's an emulation engine for these old games, and a lot of these games are becoming available in different places. I guess I wouldn't freak out if I saw them on Good Old Games pretty soon, but there are some amazing gems in here. Great stories, will make you think. The interesting thing here is a lot of these games you can use them on your Android tablet or your iOS tablet.
Yeah, ScumVM is really nice because a lot of these games are adventure games, and they're not real time. So you can play them on your phone or your tablet on the morning commute or whatever, and you put it to sleep, you come back to it, you put it down, you come back to it, and the game really doesn't mind to be played that way. It's still very naturally playable.
And it really challenges your mind in ways that a lot of the Android games that come out now do not. I feel like a lot of the Android developers are lazy and they make something that's going to sell. It's like they're just churning out garbage. It's like Walmart.
These old LucasArts games are extremely well written and well put together.
The dialogue is hilarious a lot of times, and they have pretty good voice acting. Like if you play The Secret of Monkey Island or The Curse of Monkey Island, I think is the funniest one, with Murray the talking skull and stuff. That game is hilarious. Full Throttle, you play a tough biker with leather jacket and everything. Some of the best one-liners in video games ever. Just one after the other. He is hilarious, but he's also dry and gruff.
Yeah, go to scumvm.org and check out the screenshots. We would highly recommend Full Throttle, which is like a biker game, Maniac Mansion Day of the Tentacle, which is actually Maniac Mansion Part 2. Maniac Mansion was a lot of fun, but the graphics are a little dated, and it's actually, they ported it to Nintendo, and it's actually probably better on Nintendo. It's more playable on Nintendo.
Part 2, just play Part 2.
Just play Part 2.
Forget Part 1, play Part 2.
Now, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis.
That plot was better than the latest movie.
By far.
By a long shot. That should have been the movie. The Fate of Atlantis. They even, for a while, there was like a rumor that might have been the movie plot. And I was like, oh, God, please. It's so much better than this crap that they came out with.
Yeah, I mean, it was
I thought it was better than the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, it was probably a little bit better than Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, if anybody wants to put a screenplay together and we can talk Harrison Ford into it, it would be way better than the Crystal Skull.
It can't be Harrison Ford anymore. Was he going to do it in a walker?
Yeah, that's probably true.
He's looking... not so good.
The other one that's very different is Loom, which has music puzzles. So,
I like Loom a lot. The Dig, and we're about to put the Dig onto Beer Games Beer because Pistol recently streamed the entire Dig. So if you're curious about some of these games, the Dig is probably the most cerebral out of all of them. But it's still funny. There's still, like a lot of comedy going on. But there's some science in there. And you're basically a team on the moon. And I'm not going to give away any more than that. But that one was a lot of fun, and we'll put that on Beer Games Beer so you guys can watch it.
There was also Return to Zork, which was a LucasArts visual game in the Zork universe. So you could play Return to Zork, and if you get into it, maybe you'd enjoy Zork, the text adventure.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Return to Zork was as good. It was interesting, and I played it, but I don't think it was as good as the text adventure.
Yeah, Return to Zork's definitely not timeless. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, timeless. Maniac Mansion 2, timeless. Full Throttle, timeless. Loom, timeless.
I think we're going to be playing Full Throttle on the Beer Games Beer very soon. Because I've been talking about that a lot, and I think that's going to be one of Pistol's next adventure games that she's going to be streaming. Also, I'm going to open up my Good Old Games account here.
Oh, Beneath the Steel Sky. How could we forget about that?
Oh my God, that game is still amazing. That should be a movie.
That really should be a movie.
A lot of the games that are coming out now, Max Payne the movie and all that stuff. No, we don't need any more terrible video game movies. We need to go back in time and look at some of these amazing games like Beneath a Steel Sky. This game, the plot, you play it because the plot. And there's some new games out that have the same.
King's Quest.
King's Quest was amazing.
King's Quest probably 4 or 5 or 6. Those are a lot of fun. Those are classics.
And those were all adventure games, which are kind of coming back these days. So that'll give you an idea of where we were. And a lot of the guys who made those games are still making games now. There's been some Kickstarters and that sort of thing. My favorite game of all time, of course, and you guys know if you've been on the website for a while, my avatar used to be this, Deus Ex. I don't think there's any game anywhere that's come close to this. I guess Half-Life was sort of its grandfather or its father, because it did borrow some ideas from Half-Life, and it also borrowed a ton of ideas from System Shock. Like, the interface and everything feels like it's ripped out of System Shock, but it just did everything right. It's a 3D game, a lot of stealth involved. You can play the entire game without killing one person, which is interesting, or you can just go crazy and kill everybody.
Half-Life's definitely timeless, too.
Yeah, Half-Life was timeless. We're getting into the newer games now. If you like strategy games, how about Alpha Centauri?
Oh, yeah.
Alpha Centauri is one hell of a strategy game. I know that there's a lot of Civilization fans out there, but it's a Sid Meier's game, similar to the Civilization games, but just way better. It's like the perfect combination, and it's sci-fi and theme. So there's that. We haven't mentioned any role-playing games.
Oh, yeah. There's some really good ones. Final Fantasy II for the Super Nintendo, which was Final Fantasy IV in Japan, which was remade and recently available on the Nintendo DS. And you probably should play that version because it has better graphics and they changed the story to be more in line with the Japanese version.
If you want to find out where the Elder Scrolls games came from, well, you can try out Arena, which I have sitting here on the desk somewhere. Is that Arena right there? You can play Arena, but it's not that much fun. Daggerfall was kind of interesting, but if you really want to get to the heart of it, where it came from, Ultima Underworld.
Oh, yeah.
Ultima Underworld. Just look it up. The graphics are horrifying, and you're going to be scared. Speaking of graphics, if you guys want to play some of these old games, a lot of them have, like, texture upgrades and that sort of thing, like System Shock. There was tons of HD texture mods, tons of stuff you could do. Deus Ex, finally you can upgrade your graphics and upgrade your lighting systems. It's very easy to do.
Wolfenstein 3D with the updated graphics that doesn't make you motion sick. First FPS that didn't make me motion sick.
That was the one?
Yeah, it was one.
Commander Keen made you motion sick?
Oh, yes. I was puking my guts out trying to play Commander Keen. I was like, oh, this is so much fun.
They must keep going, fight zombies. No.
But Wolfenstein 3D was you were in a Nazi castle and you had to kill Nazis, and then it was like hell, and I don't even know.
Yeah. Doom.
And then it turned into Doom, basically.
Yeah, it just turned into Doom.
Because Doom came after it. And Doom had, like, as amazing as Wolfenstein 3D was, the graphics in Doom were amazing. Like, as good as the graphics were in Prince of Persia, that's the graphics upgrade to Doom. And it was just incredible.
Yeah, Doom. You showed me Doom on your, like, 386.
Yeah, I mean, it was the pinnacle of engineering at the time. It was like you go from Wolfenstein, like go look at Wolfenstein 3D screenshots of that, and then go to Doom.
Or watch a video on YouTube.
And go to Doom a year later. Like, they made Wolfenstein 3D, and then they used all that money to make Doom on the same class of hardware, pretty much. And it was incredible. Recommend some games in the comments, in the forums, in the comments to this video at techsyndicate.com.
We're looking for timeless games only. I don't care. Good games? No. We don't want good games. We want timeless games. Games that are good today, and they'll also be good in 20 years, regardless of the new technologies and graphics and fancy things. That's
Alone in the Dark?
Timeless. What's that?
Is Alone in the Dark timeless?
Oh. Yeah, it kind of is. It was the forerunner to all of the creepy games like Amnesia and stuff.
It definitely scared me to death when I was like 12.
Yeah, how could you be scared by all those pixels? But you were.
Yeah, you really were. I think the one time where I was like actually freaking out was when you go in the room and the cigar smoke is killing you, and it's like you have to do something in the room really fast, and it's like, oh god, the cigar smoke is killing me.
That doesn't sound very scary anymore. Like now, back then it was terrifying, but like when you say it out loud, it's like that's not very scary at all.
It was the Dead Space of its day times 1,000.
So anyway, let us know if you'd like a video with some timeless recommendations in each category: timeless FPSs, timeless adventure games, timeless side scrollers, timeless whatever, timeless strategy games, turn-based and RTS like Warcraft and all that back in the day when Blizzard used to suck less.
Yeah, Warcraft is pretty good.
Yeah, the original Warcraft was fun. I liked Dune even better, but that game was. I played. That's one of the only RTS games I've played all the way through was Dune. Dune. That's the adventure game, not the one I'm talking about.
I really, overall for modern stuff, I really enjoy the LucasArts stuff on portable devices. That's like the best thing since Pocket on a Shirt. Because you can play that. I mean, you can just whip out your phone and be like, I'm going to play something. Oh, haha, funny dialogue, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Or, it's been so long ago since I played King's Quest that I don't really remember it. So it's a lot of fun to replay it and try to figure out the puzzles.
Some guys redid the graphics in King's Quest, but they kept it VGA, but they just redid some of the backgrounds and stuff to make them look a little better.
Oh, yeah.
You can get those.
The first King's Quest, I think, was designed for EGA or something, which wasn't even quite VGA, maybe. I don't really know how that... I think they updated it a few times, but I don't know what the details there are.
Like 11 by 11 pixels.
Yeah, it really wasn't that great.
So, Eric, thanks for the question. Next question is from High Pockets, and he's writing from the UK. Hi, Logan and company. First, thanks very much for the ucking great content and general goodness on Tech Syndicate. Just wanted to ask if you personally think that I am dishonest or cowardly for being a secret PC enthusiast? Question mark, exclamation point. I built oak houses and acoustic guitars in the UK, and sometimes I think my secret love for PC gaming is a little out of sync with the rest of my existence. This leads me to not telling anyone, especially my girlfriend, of this. I've been aching to build a PC for quite some time now, but the secretiveness of the matter is stifling my dreams. In all of your wisdom, what do you think is my best route to ultimate enlightenment? Really, I just wanted to say thanks for all you chaps do, because you do it with such well-informed, liberal-minded panache. Much appreciated, High Pockets. All right, High Pockets, can you really truly be yourself if you're hiding a large part of your life from people that are significant? We are eclectic beings. We have different tastes. You should come clean, sir. You should tell everyone, listen, I like to play PC games, and tell them why. If they do not understand, that is okay. All they have to do is accept you. And if they love you, they will accept you even if they do not understand. And you can continue to make your wooden instruments and houses. Do you agree?
Well, modern PC gaming is really about PC gaming, but like we were talking about classic gaming, and that got me to thinking about all the adventures like configuring the sound card and loading high EMM 386 and blah, blah, blah.
Do you have an R32 or not?
Well,
no, I've only got a Sound Blaster 16. I used to see the R32 thing and be like, I want to click on the R32.
I was thinking about like the Diablo 3 thing. It's like when Diablo 3 first came out, there were all these screenshots of Battle.net being down, and people were like, man, this first level is really impossible.
So you don't even know load high mem sys.
Yeah, I mean, that first level when you got the game and it's like, oh, I need 16 more kilobytes of, low memory or whatever.
Or you remember the DRM, the scheme that was like you have to open up your manual, and what is the 17th word on the 6th line of the manual?
Oh, yeah.
That DRM scheme used to drive me crazy because I would lose the manual and reinstall the game 5 years later, and I would be like, God damn it.
So part of my answer there then is that sharp PC skills is just good business for any business. Mm-hmm. And the gaming part of it, it's a good way to kill time. It's a convenient way to kill time because some hobbies require a lot of setup and blah, blah, blah. Casual gaming, you can game for an hour or two, let off some steam, it's fine.
Yeah, and there's a lot of games that are out right now that allow you to jump in and jump out, like FTL allows you to jump in and jump out. The Showdown Effect, you can jump in and jump out, which is something I'm playing right now. You guys should pick up the Showdown Effect, by the way, because we're going to be playing that a lot on Tech Syndicate. It's a lot of fun. We did a review on the website, etc., etc. But the Showdown Effect is a 2.5D, I guess, game, and it's just deathmatch mayhem, but it's fun.
See if you can find some way to involve your girlfriend that she would actually enjoy.
Yeah, like play a game with an interesting story and see if she wants to watch it like a movie, or see if she wants to play along with you. What if you're like, I'm a closet PC gamer, and she's like, oh my God, let me show you my Steam collection on my laptop that I've been keeping secret from you, and then it's like, oh, I love you. Oh God.
That never happens.
Why did you have to ruin it? It could have been a movie in the making.
We could write the screenplay for it. It's going to be fictional.
Yeah. Sleepless in Kentucky. All right. So, yeah. What else do we have here? Another message. Okay, one silly message here, or one silly email from Matthew. Hello, I'm wondering if I should get 2 GTX 690 or 2 GTX 680 for one monitor Minecraft. I want to be able to play at about 30 frames per second. I have a limited budget of $5,000 for my PC. Please help, Matthew. Matthew, that is not going to do it. What you need to do is you need to get a 7970 and one of the new NVIDIA Titans, and you need to run them together in cross SLI-finity. Okay? And with that, you may be able to get 30 frames per second. All the rest of your money, you want to put that into SSDs and run RAID 17. So that way it runs it pulls 1 byte from each hard drive.
You need to stop trolling this poor guy. He's got $5,000.
No, he's trolling us. I'm just having a little fun here.
Oh, okay.
Because my glass is empty and I need to fill it up. So, yeah.
You think he's trolling?
He's not going to spend $5,000 so he can play Minecraft at 30 frames per second.
We could send him a Raspberry Pi. A Raspberry Pi could almost manage 30 frames a second in Minecraft.
Well, Minecraft's a Java game, so it's kind of expensive. I mean, if you're doing full view distance and stuff like that, it's pretty expensive. So you have to turn the view distance down and turn the resolution, or turn some of the effects down. But that game can get pretty expensive. I don't know.
2,690 expensive? That's crazy. That's completely nuts.
I'm telling you, it's got to be cross SLI affinity, or nothing, or go home. Okay.
I like the next email after that better.
All right, want to do one more then? Logan, why are you out of every Earth logo shirt above medium?
The one after that, sorry.
Oh. I want a darn shit, dang it. I think he's supposed to be I want a darn shirt, dang it. But it's I want a darn shit, dang it. I want a darn shit, dang it. Yeah, we'll be ordering some new shirts soon. We do not want you to run around town naked, Ryan. I just bought a kitten with PayPal. I'll let that sink in. Press button, acquire cat. I now feel unintentionally enlightened. Matt from New York. That's a good way to end, yeah. We're just going to let that sink in. I'm going to have a brew and play some video games and let that sink in. Press button, acquire cat.
No, I'll give you a better one than that. That struck a nerve, but the first time I set up an e-commerce site like 15 years ago, I ran a Perl script, and then I had $1 less in my bank account. And so it was like, because I was testing the credit card processing thing, and it was like, I'm in a shell, and I'm running a program, and now I have $1 less in my bank account. I'm in a shell, and I ran a program, and now I have $1 less. What is happening?
Did the power surge in your hands, or were you like, oh my god, this is dangerous?
No, it was just like my brain was like, some boundary has been crossed. This is unnatural.
I kind of want a t-shirt that says, press button, acquire cat. And only one person will buy it. Matt, you better buy that shirt. I swear to God. Show me what color you want, and I'll order one. All right, we're off on a tangent now, and you guys should be off to do things.
It's just the cold medicine over here.
What are you on over there?
I don't even know how I'm conscious, honestly.
You're the one who's high this week. I'm usually high on alcohol or something.
I'm dying.
All right, that's everything. Subscribe, buy Spyhander. Oh, I didn't threaten people. All right.
I'll cough on you.
My threats are always about cats.
Okay.
And I always go to people's houses. So this time, I'm going to meet you at a public location where you may have your dog with you. And if you do have your dog with you, I'm going to pull your dog's tongue out of its mouth while you sit there and watch me, because you can't stop me. You can only hope to contain me. And then I'm going to rub peanut butter all over his tongue and try to ask him to speak. So all he can do is go, and you're going to feel weak and powerless because of it. Subscribe. If you subscribe, I won't do that. See you next time.